Alright, well, here we are live with the Shaman, and let's hope like hell our input through the microphone is better than it was last week. Because I noticed on the last couple of recordings, both on Live with the Shaman and Open Pagan Church, that my microphone input was less than useful. So let's hope these next broadcasts are better. Excuse me. Right. Welcome back, Live with the Shaman. Okay, what are we going to be talking about today? Well, we're going to be, thanks for that, Cindy. Hell, I forgot to, I'm sorry, I forgot to unmute Discord. Looks like Clint's the only one on Discord. Looks like Cindy fell off. Cindy fell off the Discord wagon. Alright, so in accordance to our disclaimers that we have to post each and every video, we are an adult channel. We do periodically use relatively strong language. If you don't like the kitty poos hearing the occasional strong language here on Live with the Shaman, send them out to play and let's have a good conversation. Right? So, what are we talking about? Well, as posted up in the description area, along with the never expiring link to join us on Discord, we'd like to hear from you. We simulcast live on Discord at the same time we're doing the broadcast. So if you'd like to be heard, by all means, go to discordapps.com or just simply click on the link in the description. So our topic today is getting permission to heal someone. Now, through the years, you will hear us cover this topic on occasion. We'll change it up a little bit because, well, as life goes on, things change. However, this topic seldom ever changes the rules of healing. As they say in the description, never heal or perform healing on someone who doesn't want it. Always respect someone else. Respect their privacy, respect their wishes, respect their religion, respect their basic core belief system. And we'll talk about how do we ask for permission? How do you get permission to heal someone when you're just trying to help? And last but not least, if someone asks you to help them, communicate what you're doing. Communicate what you're doing is highly important. So the first step is never perform a healing ritual on someone that doesn't want it, right? And I'm not going to go back into the old long drawn out story of the individual that we as a circle did many years ago that performed healing on someone that was actually ready to go home. They didn't want a healing, and the thing that stayed behind was not a very nice person. Always respect. Well, in the Grove of the Celtic Shaman, our tradition, our writing, is written around the idea of respecting those that we heal and that we work with and that we counsel. As a shamanic grove, our number one foundation is respect to others, respect to ourselves, and respect to Mother Earth, respect to the gods and goddesses. So it's all down to respect. And for those of you shamans to be, I guess you could say, those people that are interested in the core of shamanism, depending on the grove you follow, depending on the foundation that your shamanism is built on, whether it's Celtic, Siberian, Native American, Nordic, whatever, your essential core, in my idea, and this is my opinion, your essential core should always be to respect others. Respect others' wishes. Well, so if you're talking over in Discord, I can't hear you. I saw Cindy's light flashing over in Discord.
How about now?
Ah, there you go. You're a little loud, but I heard you.
Okay, better?
Ah, there you are. Hey. All right.
Yep.
I guess Clint's a little busy, just kind of listening in.
Right, and I'm here with Paul. He's listening also.
All right, very good. Turn the gain down on your mic just a wee bit.
How about now?
That'll work. So, carrying on, how do you ask for permission to heal someone? And let me preface that with a bit of an explanation. Let's say Jane Doe comes to one of us and says, I need you to do healing for so-and-so. Well, the last thing you want to do is, okay, candles lit, great. The first question, go ahead.
Yeah, when you're asking permission, you got to make sure what's it for.
Well, yeah, you want to know what it's for, and you want to know what are they looking for, right? Are they on end of life? Are they asking for a smooth passageway to the next world? Are they just really sick and asking for as much healing energy as we can give? In asking permission, you're essentially asking, what do you want? What are you looking for? What is for you? Wouldn't you say so, Cindy?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, when shamans are looking to get, to get the training in shamanism, to get the things in shamanism that they want and that they're looking for, or even that they think they're looking for, there are certain fundamental ideas that need to be addressed, they need to be met, they need to be respected. And don't be afraid to ask questions. What kind of healing are they wanting? Do they
Says why?
Say again?
Never mind.
Okay. And if somebody asks you to do a healing, communicate with them. And that's what we were just talking about. Communicate with them what you're doing. Now granted, if I'm just doing a long distance healing, I'm lighting a candle for an individual and sending energy to them that, welcome back, Clint, that they can, better heal, that they can better move forward in their lives. A lot of times when I see that someone has um, bid farewell to a loved one, or a loved one has passed on to the next plane, I will always say, candles lit for their passing. May they have an easy passing to the next life. So it's in the communication, especially in this day and age, at the time of this video in 2020, that so many people, you get a whole boatload of people that are hypersensitive, they're hyper aware, a lot of them wear their hearts on their sleeves, and when you say, I get people all the time that say, I'll pray for you. Okay, thank you. I need all the help I can get. If you're praying for me, if you're lighting a candle for me, if you're wishing me well, hey, it's positive energy. I don't care where it comes from. And when you're doing a face-to-face healing on someone, say whether you're performing Christology, whether you're performing trigger point energy therapy, whether you're performing massage therapy, which is absolutely a boatload of energy goes into massage therapy, whether you're doing meditative healing, sending an individual back into a meditative state to teach them how to build that positive energy from within and do an energy raising within. Communication. A lot of times I will ask someone that has asked me for a healing, okay, would you like me to explain to you what it is I'm going to do, or do you just want to get on with it? Most people will say, what are you going to do? Okay, I'll give them a quick 5-minute explanation of what my plan is. I'm going to lay the crystals out, and I'm going to lay them out in such a way that all the chakras are in line. I will be putting a third eye crystal on and adjusting it to better clear the third eye. I'll be wiping the energy with the crystals. It's this kind of thing. I'm not explaining to them every split second move I'm going to make. It's just an overall explanation. When I turn the crystals around and I say, okay, we're going to turn the crystals around now, we're going to feed that positive energy back in. I'm going to turn the wiping crystals over. We're going to wipe, put your energy back to you. I'm not going to use any of mine because it's your energy, you can have it. And so it kind of gives them an idea of what you're going to be doing as you're wiping energy, whether you're performing Reiki or whether you're performing Christology, whatever form of healing you're doing. You want to make sure you're communicating that. So the whole point behind getting permission to heal someone is just that. I've seen people that will see someone that feels bad and they immediately want to break into, I'm going to fix you. I'm going to heal you in spite of yourself. I'm going to perform a healing cast and I'm just going to do it because it has to be done. That's bad juju.
That it would be, if you heal someone without permission, is that an attack on a person or a violation of their rights?
Both.
For instance, my friend Charles, he was feeling bad and everything, bad day and everything. I said, well, do you want some healing energy? He said, sure. So I sent healing energy to him that time. But then later on during the day, I thought of him again. I sent him a little bit more while he's at work. And he said, someone was trying to violate me when I was at work. So it was me sending energy to you. You didn't recognize it? He said, no.
Well, see, therein, that is kind of a catch-22 situation. You had the first request for energy, and you thought about it later in the day, and you sent another wave. I tend to disagree with doing that, simply because I send the first wave, I send it and move on. And if I think about it again, I just go, hope he's doing all right, hope he's feeling better, and I move on. I don't send anything else. And there are some people that it doesn't matter. But the whole point to the whole thing is what matters. You're not going to please all the people all the time. Hell, you're going to do good to please 50% of the people 10% of the time. But at the same time, I don't believe a person should be chastised for thinking positive thoughts about someone else. I've always taught, when asked, do what you can, but send it, forget it, and move on. Unless they communicate with you and something along the lines of, that was great, thank you, can I have another please? Absolutely. Send it, forget it, and move on. And it's a personal thing, I know that my loved ones and what have you, when they're going through their problems and anxieties and all that, I just let it be what it is. And when the healing is there, or it needs to be done, or I think about them, I'll send positive thoughts. I hope you're feeling better, and that's it. I hope you get to feeling better, and that's it. So and there's a bit of a oxymoronic statement, or a paradoxical question, is, can you send positive energy to someone without them asking? Well, the paradox to that is, we do it all the time, don't
we? Yeah, we do.
Humans do it all the time. Christians call it praying for you. Pagans call it, I'll send positive thoughts.
Good thoughts, good thoughts.
Say what?
That's like some of my friends are Christians, and they go, will you pray for me? I said, yes, I'll send positive thoughts for you.
Yes. Yes. So I think it's a difference in communicative philosophies, if you will. We each communicate with people in a slightly different manner. We each talk to each other in a slightly different manner. So when you're thinking about positive thoughts for someone, and you're thinking about trying to do something nice for someone, that is not in my mind, that's not healing energy. That's not sending healing energy to try to heal someone. To me, positive thoughts about someone is like I said a while ago. I hope you get to feeling better. You know.
Yep, that's like Nicole's not feeling good, so I asked you, send some good positive energy so she can get rid of the headache.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like I said a while ago. I really hope Nicole gets to feeling better. Headaches are nasty. Um, you know. So I essentially just send, good positive thoughts going, hey, I hope you feel better because headaches suck.
Oh, speaking of positive energy,
All right.
I'll put this out on live. I need mother-in-law to get healed. She has a skin condition. Remember the old skin that old people get?
Yeah.
Hers is really bad.
Is it like psoriasis or?
You don't know what it's called. It's like it's on her back and the back of her legs and stuff. So when she moves, each time it starts to feel, it peels back. It's irritating.
Have you taken her to see a dermatologist?
Oh yes, she's been to the doctor. But right now she's in limbo because of all that stuff going on with her.
Oh, right. Well, definitely light a candle for that, for sure.
Anyway, back to subject.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, that's kind of along the same topic line,
Hey, good morning, Daddy.
I mean, asking permission to heal. I mean, it's back in the ancestors when what they call then the wise person, wise woman, wise man, medicine woman, whatever, of a village. They knew everyone in the village. And when say again?
Someone else that may do that for them. Okay. Bring that up. Paul said bring this up. I just asked healing from my mother-in-law, but she didn't give permission. So how do we handle that?
Well, it's along that same lines. We would send energy of I hope you feel better. That type thing. It's kind of like that's that paradox I was talking about just a minute ago, where when a loved one that cares for someone else is asking for healing energy for that person, my wording is I hope you feel better and I hope you find out what's wrong, what's going on. So that's a daily send of energy going, it's positive energy. But in my experience, I'm not going to go and light a full altar to heal and to put a healing blanket on someone that I don't know, I've never met, I've never talked to them, and I don't have their direct permission to heal. I'm perfectly fine sending positive energy to someone in hopes that they feel better. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
So there's that fine line of being shaman and respect of being shaman, knowing at what point to draw the line in the sand. And wording. Wording is everything when you're healing. When like you said, when a family member asks for another family member or another friend or whatever for healing, I have to look at a couple of different things. Do I know the person? Does the person know me? Have I ever talked to them? Um, do they know that the family member is reaching out for healing energy? Right? And one of the interesting things is mainstream religions, without Christian bashing, that I would ever do that. I see posts on Facebook all the time. Um, Y'all pray for me, I'm having this issue. Y'all pray for me, I'm having that issue. Um, I saw a post some years back, I almost fell out of my chair laughing. A woman posted for her daughter, y'all pray for my daughter, she has a pimple.
What?
Yep, I'm not pulling your leg. I'm serious. A woman posted some years back on Facebook, y'all pray for my daughter, she has a pimple.
That's not a good.
Um,
Not you, that story. I mean, everybody has to be afraid for something. But for our pimple,
sure, yeah. Um,
what
well,
you on board with?
Debbie post, and Debbie, I don't think you're completely arrogant, really. Um, she says, if I'm called on someone, I do it. If I'm called to help someone, I do it. Usually I don't have direct contact or permission with that person, naughty me. Well, and see, therein lies the thought, okay? There are different variables in healing, and out of all the years I've known you, no, I don't think it's arrogance. I also have seen you never force a life healing spell on someone without communicating with them first. You know, like say for example, someone is getting ready for end of life and you shove a healing spell down their throat, or I've always known you to be respectful of other people's wishes. It's kind of like semantics, okay? When I say I'll send positive energy, I hope you feel better, it's one of those kind of things. Right. Clint says, it's like a gift given, it's a thought or a help, not forcing it, forcing it on someone. So, I mean, it's a kind of thing, too, of understanding the difference between a broken fingernail and a broken leg.
Right.
That's funny.
Debbie says you have to watch them closely.
I know, that's what I was giggling about. But, I mean, it also goes back to, like I say, knowing the difference between a broken fingernail and a broken leg. It's not like taking someone that, like I say, is on their deathbed and forcing a life spell down their throat. To me, there's a difference. And I mean, if you've done that, if people have done that, okay, rock on. I did it once. I won't ever do it again because the outcome was really, really nasty. And the person that was left behind after we came together as a group on a healing spell and a healing cast for this individual, the thing that was left behind was nasty. Really, really nasty. Very angry, very nasty. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it still comes down to, I think, it still comes down to respect. You know, respecting someone else's wishes. Um,
Looks like the other day I had a experience about, it wasn't about healing, it was about passage, to write a passage. But Mom was there in the room, and I asked her, I helped him go on to the other side, and she understood I was a salvage. But also she noticed that I sent healing energy to her because of what's going on with it, what happened.
right. And, you know, as people, well, shit, I'm getting stumbled up on my words. When people become more attuned and people become more experienced in your shaman path, in your healing, in your processes, in your ways of doing things, the ways you would do things for your direct family is not the same as the ways you would do things for someone outside of your family. And I'm not even talking about a friend. I'm talking about an acquaintance, someone that you may know, someone that knows you may know someone else, and they're coming to you for healing of this person. Like the conversation with Paul's mom. Unless Paul's mom directly asked me to put a life blanket over her or a healing blanket over her or something that would lead me down that thought of that's what she wanted, that's not to me to do. To me, that's between Paul and his mom. Or, Cindy and whoever, or Debbie and whoever, Clint and whoever. Let me draw a parallel for someone who may be watching our pre-recorded broadcast later. If you're wonderfully confused, shamanism can get confusing at times because we walk the knife edge. We walk that knife edge of right and wrong, good and bad, dark, light, gray, fuzzy, whatever. I'm never been one to be well, anyway. Boy, I started to get off on the wrong trail there.
Oh, come on.
No, yeah, right. But let's think about and let's think about this scenario, right? You have a down the line family member like an aunt, an uncle, a niece, a cousin, whatever, and their kids come to you and something along the lines of, we need a life blanket put on so and so, they need a little bit more time to heal, and they're not ready to go. They're fighting it. So my personal reaction would be to word the life blanket or word the cast or words the energies going into the altar of, give this person the life energy, the life blanket that they want, as long as they want it, as long as they need it. But when the person's heart is ready to go, and they're ready to go, and spirit is ready to take them, then so mote it be. And that's just me. But then when I was younger and learning what to do and what not to do on the altar, and things that could be said and should be said and shouldn't be said. And in my observation, you've almost got to have a freaking legal degree to do a freaking cast. Because we've done before, be careful what you ask, you just might get it. In fact, I think that was last week's topic. So, the idea of getting permission to heal someone, there are 1,000 different variables, right? If I post live on Facebook or whatever social network you may be on, if I post live what's going on with my family, then I am opening myself up, and I am opening my family up for commentary. And if I'm posting stuff on open platform, I'm opening myself up for whatever kickback I may receive. So that's kind of why I'm careful, if you will, what I post on social networks. So, what are your thoughts on you guys that are in Discord and watching in the chat area, as well as you that'll be watching our pre-recorded broadcast later? What are your thoughts on getting permission to heal someone? What are your, what is your input about that? What do you think?
Okay, repeat that. Sorry.
Well, we're coming down to wind up the broadcast, and I'm wondering what your thoughts are, what y'all's thoughts are, what everybody's thoughts are on getting permission to heal someone. I mean, we're not.
Yeah, well, you hit it on the head pretty much. It's like I told you about Ma and her troubles, and like you told us about your family trouble going on right now. We didn't ask to, to send healing for her, but roundabout way we set good thoughts. Hopefully she gets better, because we have a rough time on things going on. All of us, everybody in the grove is having a little bit haywire going on. So, it's like a general group. Hey, let's do some healing or good thoughts and see if we can change anything around. But getting permission to heal someone, like a friend of mine said, is a violation if you don't ask. But if you can send good thoughts or good energies, if they will receive it, it's up to them.
Well, sure, it's an idea of showing someone that you care. Showing someone you give a damn. I can't see any problem with saying, I really hope you feel better. I really hope things get better for you, type thing.
Yeah. Reading Debbie thing?
Yeah, and I mean that makes perfect sense. She says, she does, and she doesn't. She doesn't post personal things on social network, but she knows what needs to be done and does it when it needs to be done. And when it doesn't need to be done, she doesn't do it. But at the same time, you me, them, everyone, we each have to draw our own line in the sand that we're not willing to cross, known as boundaries. We all have boundaries. Other people have boundaries. And I've always been about respecting those boundaries. Um, sometimes you got to push the boundary just a little bit, but at the same time, I've always tried to respect everybody else's boundaries. And when I was younger, there were times I didn't do that. But when you get slapped upside the head enough with a 2x4, or you get smacked down for trying to help someone and end up stepping in a can of worms or stepping in an ant bed, it can get a little painful for you and for them. So my thought is, and I'm going to, if nobody has anything else to input, my thought is this: getting permission to heal someone kind of comes from a very personal place of being. It's very easy for me to sit here and say you need to get permission before you heal someone, but at the same time, I think also what has to be said is there are millions of different variables when you are sending healing energy, quote unquote. If Debbie doesn't perceive there's a situation, then not going to be there. And each of us have to follow our own boundaries within our own craft. Just because I'm not going to do something under the umbrella of my guides and my counsel doesn't mean that it's not going to fit well for your guides and your counsel and the shamanic philosophy. So there's that fine line that I said earlier, that we walk on the edge of a blade, that we have to depend on intuition. We have to depend on the guide of the guides, the leadership of the guides, as to what we should or shouldn't do. And it goes back to the old saying of just because you can doesn't mean you should. Right. Well, look, I'm going to give you back what's left of your Sunday, or what's left of your day. Thank you for watching here on Live with the Shaman, and we'll see you next time with another topic. Catch you later. Have a great day.